Hey everybody, so welcome to the very first, am I going to call it an episode of Tuesday Tipple test run? It's a bit of a mouthful. Okay, right, I'm going to wait for a second because this is the very first time that I'm doing this and I only announced it this morning. So who's joining live? So do you know, first of all, it's very raw, I'm extremely red and hot. The sun is shining here right now, but anyway, we're going to go with it. Yes, Julie, hello. Okay, so I've brought, I'm not going to do this every week, but I've got a celebratory tipple of choice for today is a vino. Sometimes it's going to be water and sometimes it's going to be tea, but I thought let's celebrate doing something brand new. So in the comments below, drop your tipple of choice today. Is it a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, matcha? What's your tipple of choice? All right. Okay, here goes. I haven't been doing lives for a very long time. And the reason why I wanted to bring these lives back is because, remember this, I'm only sharing, I'm always very, always want to share this. I'm sharing from my perspective and I want to invite conversations. So you don't have to just agree with everything that I'm saying. Let's spark conversations below. Let's chat. Let's make connections. So over the last year, online, it's got very noisy, and I will admit that as well. Every Tom, Dick, Harry, goldfish is here. And I feel it's lost a little bit of its connection and it's lost some of its rawity. Is that even a word? And it's lost some of the just unpolished, let's keep it real, let's be in the moment vibes. So I wanted to bring that back. I thought, how can I do that? You all read me, you don't read me, you maybe do read me, but you will see my posts. I post daily. I'm very good at consistency and showing up. I love writing. I love creating content. I love sharing stories, but mainly it's in written format. And if you've not met me before and this is the first time you're seeing me live, I'm Mimi, and you're pretty much gonna get that pretty much how I write is how I sound. So I thought, let's make it even more real. What you don't see behind these perfectly polished posts is maybe the sweaty face or the spotty skin or the stress or the dog barking in the background or I don't have children, but the children running around and the chaos, and there's music in the background and there was drilling a few minutes ago. So I really wanted to just open up a space where it's just super real. So I'm just going to open up my profile here so I can actually see if anybody's here, because it's nice to know I'm not talking to myself. Yes, Patricia's here. Ooh, Julie's got toast and a cappuccino. I miss toast. I don't have a toaster, and I don't have a toaster for a reason, because I know if I buy a toaster, that's it. Game over. I'm eating toast every day. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not judging toast. However, I know it's probably not the best thing for me. So if you are here and you know anybody who might want to watch Tuesday Tipple, I did call it Tuesday Tipplings, and I thought that's not me. I'm a tipple. People know me. I'm a tipple. So yeah, if you could hit the share link below and let's spread this wide. I'm testing it, so I'm going to commit to 4 weeks. There you go. I made myself fully accountable, and each week I'm going to bring something to the table. But I am going to commit to 4 weeks and see how it goes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these off and I'm going to put them up to YouTube as well and see how it goes there. If you're watching on YouTube, this was first on Facebook. Right. So how's everybody doing? Right. I'm going to talk about something called time today. Something we are all familiar with. And we have lots of excuses. I haven't got enough time. Where did the time go? Time just flew away. I'll do it tomorrow. And a lot of it is time-based. And time isn't something we can get back, but time is something we can create more of. And I don't mean that I'm not going to teach you some magic hack where you can create another 10 hours in a day, but how you can utilize your time to get more stuff done. Feels so weird to be back doing live. I'm very animated, by the way. I'm gonna have a little sip. Keep those comments coming. Yes, and if you don't know me, you will get to know the word that we use is a whoop whoop in my world. I've been using whoop whooping since about 2010. I've been whooping since my old dance teaching days. All right, so I realized last year that, well, upon reflection at the end of last year, looking into this year, without pulling myself down or being negative, I realized that I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. And I knew that I wanted to do more this year. So I sat with that and I thought, well, I'm going to have to find more time, or I'm going to have to make more time, or I'm going to have to sacrifice more things. I'm going to teach you something that was mind-blowing for me, which didn't mean I had to sacrifice more things. Stay with me. And I was like, and I realized what I do is I put so much pressure on time. So the way that I work, I'm a morning person, and I get up in the morning and I have my to-do list. So I have my goals for the week, and then I break it down into daily tasks. And I know that I thrive working like between like the hours of 8 till 2. So I was like, I felt under pressure, and then I started to not enjoy the time so much because I felt under pressure to complete those tasks within that time. Okay, this was the shift that somebody told me. I'm gonna have another sip of my drink. So I was out having a chat with some friends, and somebody told me that their very wise father once said to them, there's 24 hours in a day. And I'm like, yeah, there is 24 hours in a day. That's 8 hours of work, 8 hours of do what you want time, and 8 hours of sleep. And just that tiny little thing, splitting it into 3 sectors. So your sleep time, 8 is a good amount. I do sleep more than 8 hours, but 8 is if you can sleep 8 hours, you're good. 8 hours of work, and I know things is going to be different for all of us. Some of us might have 9 to 5s and all of that, but still stay with me because you can still make this your own. So let's say you don't work 9 to 5 and you're working for yourself. So imagine if you worked 8 hours a day, how much would you realistically get done? And then what are you doing with those 8 hours of free time? And that might involve, it might involve like cleaning the house or having a shower or prepping some food. But that's 8 hours of like, it's open time. And what I realized is I wasn't doing that. I was not intentional with my time. And those 8 hours of free time were like blending into nothing. I couldn't come out of the day and go, oh, well, yeah, I did 2 hours of relaxation today. I know I do a morning routine, but I was like, where did that time go? Because I know I didn't work 8 hours today. And I know I only slept 8 hours. So where did the other 8 hours go? It took me 20 minutes to make my dinner. And I realized I was so not intentional with my time. So has any of you heard this before? Are you intentional with your time? Have you thought about breaking it up? And this is not to be like super, super strict. It's to have more freedom with your time. So what I did last week, I shifted my mindset because I realized I was putting so much pressure on myself to do the work in that, so let's say from 9 till 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, it's only 5 hours. I was putting so much pressure to do the work in that 5 hours that it was just becoming a little bit like tight and boxed in. Whereas I could split that up. I could do 2 hours of work, and then I could go and lie in the garden for an hour. And then I could do another hour of work, and then I could make some nutritious food and listen to an audiobook for an hour. And be more intentional with the time that I use and how that is going to serve me, how that's going to make me feel better, how that's going to like make me feel less overwhelmed and less stressed, how that's going to propel me forwards in my business. Because if you box it in and you put pressure on it, at one point that pressure is going to build, and you're going to either end up being overwhelmed, being stressed, the things that we don't want, which will just pull us back. So I decided that I realized that I created that block myself, that 9 till 2. I had made myself believe, because I've been doing it for 12 months last year, that this is the only time I'm good. This is the only time I'm good. 9 till 2, 9 till 2, 9 till 2. And then after 2 p.m. I'd be like, oh, I'm tired, oh, I'm tired. Whereas last week I was working on practicing and testing, having that shift to explore that intentionality, if that is even a word, between that 16-hour window. Let's say I only sleep 8 hours a night, which I sleep more, but let's say I've got a 14-hour window, and I got so much more done, because now I might decide at 5 p.m, like it is 5 p.m. here in Bali, I'm gonna do a live, because I can do this now, and it's great to connect, and it's great for me to share some of my lessons and to have some conversations, and it doesn't feel like work, because after I can go and have another hour and go take Nami for a walk, and then I could come back and I might continue working on my website for an hour, because after that then I can balance that time and maybe get on the floor and do some yin yoga or some stretches. So it's about being intentional with that time. So how many hours do you sleep in a night? Write that down. How many hours do you work? Maybe you are in a employed job, and maybe you work X amount of hours, and then see how many hours are left. Now those hours that are left, they're yours for the taking. What are you going to do with those hours? You get to choose. Now, you might be growing a business outside your employed job, so you might go, well, I've got 8 hours spare. I'm going to put 4 hours into intentionally building my business, growing my business, starting my business, and I'm going to put 4 hours into me. 1 hour of that might be cooking a nutritious meal, which I know is going to make me feel great. I might do 30 minutes of yoga. I might do an hour of a movie, and then I've got 2 more hours. What can I do with that? Okay, I'm going to take myself for a nice walk, and I'm going to do this. And it's about being intentional with that time. Yeah, it was, and it is a big game changer for me. And also, when I see a lot of people, and yeah, myself included, want to build a very successful business that will give you the freedom, whatever success looks like for you, and whatever freedom looks like for you, like, that's irrelevant. But I see a lot of people who start an online business and they treat it like a hobby, like it's just an hour a day. Well, big supermarket superstores like Tesco's or Sainsbury's or banks, they didn't ever just start by doing an hour a day. You can do an hour a day, but it's going to take you a long time. So it's how can you make that time when you put it into your business more enjoyable? And it's by focusing on what are you doing outside. So what is going to fill your cup? What is going to pick you up? Is it the food you eat? Is it the things you do? Is it the stuff that you watch? Is it the time you go to bed? We all have choices, and ultimately the whole thing about this is you get to choose what you do in those 24 hours a day. That's my topic for today. So let me 15 minutes there, 15 minutes of our time listening to me. Thank you if you listen to me for the whole 15 minutes. Thank you if you are watching on replay. Thank you if you are watching on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I don't know if it's down there or up there, because this is the first one. And yeah, what did you take from this? How do you decide what you do with your time? Are you intentional with it, or are you just letting it fly away? I want to end this year knowing that I gave the right time to the right things. And I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect. Yes, I will still have a cheeky Netflix scroll or a little scroll on TikTok, and that is absolutely fine as well. But I know it's my choice what I do with the time, and splitting it into those areas. Sleep is priority. If you are not sleeping well, then maybe look at how you can sleep better, because sleep is the time when we heal. It's the time when our body refuels, our brain refuels. Sleep, freaking important, eh? Also, then after sleep, I would say it comes to me time. Me time might include family as well. It might include like looking after parents. It might include like shopping. How can you be more intentional with that? Oh, I'm going to add something else in there. Something else I did this week. When I was doing some of the other things, I tried to be, so it's like I was like habit stacking, if you ever heard of this. So I would do something and I would do something else at the same time. So I'm like, I don't like that saying, killing one bird with two stones. But I can't think of another one, but I really don't like that saying. Anyway, so when I was cooking, or when I'm cooking, I started to put some positive affirmations on. So I'm not really listening to them that much, or maybe now I might repeat one now and again, but I'm cooking and I'm doing that. If I'm having a shower, sometimes it's nice to have a shower, sometimes it's nice to listen to a podcast. So where could you like maybe stack something else? Food for thought there. Food for thought. Right, let me have a look. So also what I would like, because I'm going to commit to this, I would love you to share with me any ideas of what you would like me to share. Have you got any questions of things you would like me to dive into? Whether that is mindset or messaging or growing, building, scaling a business, marketing, visibility, confidence, let me know. And please share this video if you enjoyed it. Hey Mary, hey Julie, hey Patricia, freaking awesome you are here. I love that gave the time to the right things. Yes, give it to the right things, and we get to choose, and it is a practice in itself. It is a habit. We have to start to realize what do we say no to, and another mindset shift that I took, and I believe I took this from, it was either Alex Hormozi or his wife, and it was saying no is often saying yes to yourself. So this is, I'm always sharing from my perspective and my story, because I can only share from my experiences or from the people that I work with. I've committed to Monday to Wednesday, I will cook, I will do home cooking. I will not be saying yes to outdoor events. I did go to a birthday party today. That's permitted. But I will commit Monday to Wednesday, and then I have more free time. So I've chose how to dedicate my time. So thank you, awesome human beings, for being on the very first Tuesday Tipple test run. If it goes well, so it means that you need to engage and you need to share and you need to get more people in it, and we need to have conversations, and you need to tell me what you want me to talk about next. I will continue this from the bottom of my heart. Lots of love. I am now going to take Nami for a walk. Then I'm going to do maybe an hour of still working on my new website, which is here to come, and then free time, dedicated, intentional time. Have a gorgeous day. Ciao for now.